You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
Twin County Cable, a world of choice. Twin County Cable, a world of choice.
From Liberty Memorial Gymnasium in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Twin County Cable 4 Sports presents the East Penn Conference Championships. It's semifinal action tonight. It's our second ball game of the evening. We've got the Whitehall Zephyrs under head coach Ron Hassler. They come in with a 15-5 record. They finished the league season 13-3. They have the #1 seed via the coin flip. They'll take on the Liberty Hurricane, coached by Dean Dodopoulos. They come in with an 11-10 record overall. They were 8-8 in the league. Liberty, of course, playing very, very well here at the end of the season. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach. Dick Tracy and Dan Marakovitz are with us this evening. We're happy you have joined us. I'm sure you didn't want to watch that ice skating tonight anyway. Who's in it? Nobody I know. We've got a good basketball game for you. And, Dan, I'm going to talk about Liberty High School first. They come into the ball game having lost to Whitehall by only 4 points. They gave them a real battle. And they're a team right now that seems to have their confidence. They're playing well. Their coach is always confident.
Well, their coach has said a number of things many times throughout the whole season, but one thing I have to agree with them, this is a team that will drive people crazy with their man-to-man defense. And if we look at Whitehall's past, the last few times Whitehall has seen a good man-to-man defense, such as the one Central presented a few weeks ago in Rockney Hall, Whitehall struggles.
Ron Hassler was a little upset about the tournament schedule, although I don't know if there was much anybody could do about it because of the weather, but he certainly got a break from the weather because it gave him a couple of days to prepare as long as they were allowed into practice.
Well, it's displaced aggressive behavior by Ronnie Hassler, Gary. He's uptight. He's one of the top seeds. He has to win, and the next thing he finds out, he's playing back-to-back, and he doesn't like it. So he blasts Buck Fix a little bit. You know Bucky, he's spontaneous. He comes out and he blasts Ron. It's over. They confronted each other, and we'll go on with life. The one thing that really worried me about the article, though, Buck Fix said something about a bat and a ball. And I'm just afraid if Dave Schneck sees that, Gary, he thinks he's going to have to evaluate someone else's batting swing like he did with Michael Jordan. I'm worried.
Displaced aggressive behavior. Dick suffered from that at one time, if I recall. Let's take a look at the Liberty starters, the kids that'll be out there on the floor. We notice a change from the last time we had him. John Welch at 6'6" is inserted into that lineup, and I think it has something to do with Kip Prislis.
Well, I'm glad you said it before I had to. It certainly has a lot to do with the 6'5" center from Whitehall being inserted to their lineup. Dean Dodopoulos is not going to wait to counter after the jump ball. He has inserted Welch, and probably a very excellent coaching move on his part.
You know, you already talked defense, and that's the thing you talk about with Liberty, because their offense hasn't been very good at all, but defensively they've been fantastic in the last couple of weeks.
Well, Dick will tell you this, your best offense is a good defense, and Liberty has relied totally on their defense. They do run once in a while because they do have that outstanding point guard who loves to run the floor.
All right, let's turn it over to Mr. Displaced Aggressive Behavior. Richard, you got the Whitehall team coming in here. Ronnie, a little bit upset, obviously, during the week, but I think that's probably forgotten by now. This is a ball club that, too, has changed personality since the beginning of the season.
Controversy, and I'm not in the middle. What a wonderful feeling. Like the weight of the world is off my shoulders. No, yeah, you do have a... Everybody's going to be upset about the situation, Gary, because you're really, really forced into it. Look at tomorrow night. Right now, that's question mark, you know, and we don't want it to happen. You're going to play Sunday? Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, Whitehall coming in. Whitehall doesn't have to really worry about peaks and valleys and else because they're so steady. And again, it's the roles that they play. And the kid that comes in and fulfills that role. Right now, it's Kaprislis. He's coming in and fulfilling the role of the big man. If you're going to get anywhere in the state playoffs, the inter-district playoff, you're going to have that one more big man. Learned that all the way back. Probably the only piece of coaching advice I ever gave Dick Schmidt that was worth anything. We were going one year, I said, you got to put Cap Calla in there as a sophomore. We did. You need the big man to go somewhere. So here it comes. Kip Rislis is now on the floor. It weakens a little bit in the ball handling, but most of the teams they've been seeing haven't been pressuring man-to-man. This one might. If they do, here comes Recker back into the floor. I don't know where, because the roles of the Whitehall kids are so interchangeable. Lisicky, bring the ball up. break the press at half court, go underneath and battle, be a perimeter guy. They all play different roles.
All right, let's take a look at their starters. Dick took the next question right out of my mouth. How does the insertion of a capricious change the role that a Pete Lisicky plays now than he played earlier in the season?
Changes a little bit because it frees him up a little bit more. He doesn't have to fight and doesn't have to give the physical up. But more importantly, it changes the role of Pete Lisicky. Pete Lisicky can go home to a natural spot anywhere out there around that perimeter and really be a force because he's big enough after having butchered inside for 15, 16 games to play a big man's game outside. Look over people, knows about the penetration, knows how to post, knows exactly what to look for. I think it could be a real fine move for the Zephyrs.
Dick, Liberty, the last two ball games in particular, have really shut down the high scorers of the teams that they have played. Can Liberty negate Pete Lisicky's offense and still lose this ball game? In other words, can Whitehall win if Lisicky doesn't score a bunch?
Surely, because if they're going to negate Lisicky, they're going to have to do it uno on uno. It's going to be Kent probably and shutting down Lisicky. If he gets help, it's going to open a Dogmanis, it's going to open a Romeli, and let me tell you, those guys can stab from three-point land.
Well, I've had it. I don't understand psychological terms, and he gets Spanish on me. So I'm going to quit right here. We've got tip-off. Whitehall taking on the Liberty Hurricane right after this timeout.
Supreme is the largest auto body shop in Lehigh Valley. It's the one I would think of first because they have all the years of experience.
So I thought, all right, I'm going to Supreme because I know them there.
My Volvo looked better than it started when Supreme was finished with it. They did a beautiful job.
I didn't even recognize my car. It was all clean and all. I said, are you sure this is my car? I just said it wasn't my car because I took notice of my license plate.
Supreme Auto Body, celebrating 60 years of excellence.
Your staff's been a tremendous help during the past few months. It was refreshing to work with people who sincerely care about the community they serve.
These comments are typical of satisfied Hartzell's home health care customers. There are good reasons to choose Hartzell's when you need health care at home. Prompt, courteous service, free delivery, assistance with third-party billing, large product selection, and most important, you can talk to us. Call for a free pamphlet listing our services. Request Hartzell's home health care.
On the gridiron, the diamonds for working out or lounging around. Suit up with the best. Russell Athletics, available at the expanded Bethlehem Sporting Goods. Bethlehem Sporting Goods, a Russell Athletics team specialist, carries a large selection of T-shirts, shorts, sweats, and more. Plus, Bethlehem Sporting Goods offers custom lettering, screening, and embroidery of Team Russell Athletic wear. And new this year, a dedicated team room, where your team can choose from a huge selection of over 100 uniforms and samples. Bethlehem Sporting Goods, the team sport and trophy specialist.
What time is it? They'll talk the talk. If you can't walk the walk. Nobody plays the NBA like TNT.
All right, we are back at Liberty Memorial Gymnasium. Good crowd on hand here tonight, but I think we expected more people here than we have had. We do expect a good crowd here tomorrow night for the championship ball game. Central has already made it to that game. We'll see who's going to be their opponent. The starting lineups now for the Liberty Hurricane. They will be the guests for the first time this year on their scoreboard. Jamar Kent, number 30, a 6'2 junior, 6 points a game. 32 is Tulio Santiago, 5'8 senior, 12.4 a game. 41 is Dan Zabrinsky, a 5'9 senior, 5.6 a game. 50 is Darnell Major, 6'4 senior, 11.9 a game. And 51 is John Welch, 6'6 senior, averaging .7 points per ball game. Liberty coached by Dean Dodopoulos in his second year. Bill Dunn and George Burkott are the assistant coaches. Dean with a very preppy look tonight with sweater and tie. For Whitehall, they will not send their starters out Eric Dogmanis, number 30, 6'1" senior, 7.5 a game. Pete Lisicky, 32, a 6'4" senior, 18.2 a game. 44, Pete Romali, a 6'1" senior, 7.6 a game. 50, Steve Raisley, 6'4" junior, 10.3 a game. And 54, Savas Kaprislis, a 6'5" senior, 4.3 points a ball game. Ron Hassler is the head coach at Whitehall. In his 11th season, hard to believe, Jerry Radoka, Dennis Lobb, and Glenn Nowak are the assistant coaches. Our officials are George Krell, Herb Welsh, and Fran Belchak. Tonight's ball game is brought to you by Rarick Dodge, Automobile Magazine's Automobile of the Year, the new Dodge Neon. And Rarick Dodge in Bath has the Neon in stock and ready for delivery. Experience the performance of Neon's 132 horsepower, 4-cylinder engine and the roominess of its cab forward 5-passenger interior design. Test drive the Neon at Rarick Dodge, located just minutes north of Route 22 on Route 512 in Bath. And remember, for a clean deal, come to Bath, come to Rarick Dodge. The Liberty Hurricane girls beat the Northampton girls tonight at Allen by 5 points. We did not get the score. We just know that they won by 5. So the Liberty girls are in tomorrow night's championship ball game. We'll have that one for you tomorrow night at 8:30. This should be an interesting game, gentlemen. In contrast, Liberty a little bit more of an up-tempo kind of team. Love to play tough man-to-man defense. And Whitehall, of course, with the match and much more under control there.
Yeah, well, you're going to find out Liberty's double tandem inside. Kent and Major, who have been playing well, are really going to have to pick up an offensive load. Plus, they got to get one more man hot. Whitehall looks so big with the addition of Kip Ridgely. Man, that looks like a physical team.
It is controlled by Peter Lisicky. And Pete drops the ball off to Romali, and Whitehall will start their offense against the man-to-man. The matchup, as we told you, Jamar Kent against Lisicky.
Let's see if we see any new wrinkles in this Whitehall offense. We said at the top of the show that at times Whitehall has struggled against a team that plays good, hard man-to-man defense.
We have a foul and a screen being set by Pete Romali. And that's the first foul. Whitehall does not get shot on their first possession.
At least physically and quickness, Liberty didn't match up too badly in the man-to-man personnel matchup defensively.
Tulio Santiago will run the offense along with Zabrinsky. Down inside, that's where they want to get the basketball to Darnell Major. Liberty is not a real potent offensive basketball team. They rely very heavily on their ability to keep the opponent from scoring.
You have to like the patience that Liberty has shown so far here in the early goings, wanting the ball to go inside to either Major or Kent.
Santiago.
I'm sure John Welsh is happy that Whitehall has decided to go with its big lineup tonight.
Way outside. That's not exactly a good close inside shot, but it doesn't matter if Danny puts it down to the bottom, and he did. 3-0.
Dan Zabrinsky did have a dozen threes this year.
That one barely hit the net. Lisicky, he will not be left alone if he gets the basketball in his hands.
One strategy that Dean Tadopoulos wanted to employ was put a lot of pressure on that guard tandem of Whitehall. Some of that was taken away by Whitehall starting its bigger lineup and moving Pete Lisicky to guard.
Major really doing some bumping in there. Raisley got it in a good position, and then Welch with a little help defense comes over and commits the foul.
The reaction time by Welch was excellent as he spotted the entry pass and tried to swat the shot. Down low, he committed the foul as Franny Felchuk was in position to make the call.
Now that time, as the Zephyrs were moving around, he started at 1-4 low. They get Raisley low inside, but he decided he's going to play behind, and he's going to sword put Major on his hip. Got the little lob job. Welch gave the help, but committed the foul.
And we have a 3-1 ball game. The ball stolen by Lisicky, but he could not hang on either, and Zabrinsky was there to take it away. pull-up jump shot is dropped by Santiago. And just like that, Liberty 5 and Whitehall 1.
Liberty must like that, Gary. 2 possessions, one very, very tentative, slow, this one zoom.
How about the composure by Santiago on that pull-up jumper? Really poised.
Lisicky wants to clear out.
He drops the ball off. Shot from the wing. Will not go for Dog Manis. That will go the other way.
Dog Manis, who loves to shoot the 3, had time because of the excellent penetration by a Pete Lisicky. Couldn't get it to fall, and Liberty has the lead.
Approaching the 5-minute mark. Liberty by 4, 5-1.
Boy, are they jamming it inside defensively, Dick.
Yes, they are. Well, see, you can do that because scouting says there are no outside threat. Nice inside pass.
Major gets fouled. Foul's going to be on Kip Prislis. His first, team second.
There was your Kent and Major tandem, both working inside.
You're talking about preparation, Dick.
Noticeable, very noticeable.
One thing noticeable that is unusual, and that's Whitehall committing two team fouls in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Highly unusual. Darnell Major at the foul line. And we always kid Dean Dodopoulos as you get a look at him about his accent because Darnell Major becomes Darnell Major when he talks to him, but I think Darnell gets the message. Darnell 0 for 2 from the foul line. The score remains 5-1. Whitehall has the basketball. Major is only a 53% foul shooter, and in fact Liberty is not a very good foul shooting team, 57% for the season. Whitehall yet to get a field goal.
Kent all over Lisicky.
Liberty held Easton's Carter and Porter scoreless when they played Easton the last time. Lisicky, no. On the move, Santiago, yes.
Poise and control as Pete Lisicky tries to stop the penetrating drive, but Santiago wins again as his team is up by 6.
You know, it's that old story. When you miss the outside jumper, you're going to get the long rebound. That's 2 long Liberty rebounds in a row that they scored from. Forced timeout.
Another highly unusual situation. A Whitehall timeout in the first half. Very rare. 7-1 is the score. We'll be right back.
Feeling good because you're at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. They're cooking riblets in the kitchen and the chicken's starting to sizzle. The salads are cold, but the fajitas are hot. And everything else is just too cool. Things are definitely falling into place. So you settle back and think, hey, the people are fun, the food is hot, the place is cooking.
Things are really cooking at America's favorite neighbor, Applebee's.
Just sitting here in my Integra. Yeah, well, I guess technically it's our Integra since I don't make the payments, but hey, I don't get to drive it. Oh, look at this guy. He is in awe of this car. I love it when humans drool. Oh, he's coming over to check it out. Okay, watch this. I'll give him a thrill. Don't drool on my Integra. Woof, woof.
Visit Lehigh Valley Acura on MacArthur Road in Whitehall.
Twin County Cable, a world of choice. Twin County Cable, a world of choice. Twin County Cable, a world of choice. Twin County Cable, a world of choice.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
At Shea's Sporting Goods, they wanted to say to you, hold everything, sports fans. Before you buy your next piece of sports equipment, you have to check out Shea's Sporting Goods at 129 South 2nd Street in Copley. This sports store has been serving the Lehigh Valley for over 45 years with quality merchandise at sensible prices. Shea's Sporting Goods can meet every athlete's needs, from the beginner to the most advanced, and has been this area's leading team equipment specialist. Shea's Sporting Goods open daily, Monday through Friday 10 to 6, Thursday 10 to 8, Saturday 10 to 4. Stop in or call Shea's at 262-8104. Dick Tracy, right now, it is not your typical Whitehall basketball game. A couple of team fouls early and a timeout early.
Yeah, the timeout was a big one, Gary. Dual purpose. Number one, he was under pressure. And number two, let's get this offense moving. They stayed with the 1-4, though.
And Dean Dodopoulos had to shed the sweater early, Dan.
Well, the timeout caused him to disrobe. He got so excited over the outstanding defensive play, the sweater came right off in trying to do his John Chaney routine early.
Romali does not get the bucket, and Kaprislis gets a second foul.
Welch shows his value. 2 big defensive boards so far.
Little surprise, Dick, the Whitehall offense has not geared itself a little bit more to getting the ball to Raisley inside.
Well, I think Gary brought that up early in the pregame, Dan, when he talked about the job that Easton did on him with that hand-in-the-face stuff. Raisley got the ball once, and that's when he took the guy on his back. He got the lob.
Well, we talked about it with the Central Catholic offense by going inside to set up the outside. I wonder if Whitehall is going to try to employ the same strategy.
Let's get to another area, guys, that we did not talk about in the pregame. The advantage of playing this ball game in your home court.
Whoops. Do you want me to pass on that one?
No.
That's a big advantage. I mean, I don't want any more stories going in the call or anything. But, oh, man, I mean, hey, it's the way it falls. You got to do it. What are you going to do?
I mean, everybody knew where the game was going to be played.
That was here in advance. But let me tell you, that's nice. That is very, very nice.
Especially from a shooter's perspective, Gary, and I think you could relate to this. Knowing the different spots on the floor and knowing where your spot is on your home court gives you a big advantage, especially if you're a shooter.
My spot was anywhere I caught the ball. I didn't have a special spot.
That's hard to do from the bench.
Santiago misses, but Darnell gets the rebound. And Liberty playing a very patient game. They're not forcing anything. I'm not sure they want Darnell Major taking that shot, but Savas goes up and gets the rebound.
Darnell had the look of a shooter that time as he took a shot that Coach D did not want him to take.
Little double.
Dick, give us a little background on Kaprislis.
Kaprislis, okay. The big thing is that he was cut last year, but had the fortitude to stick around, stay with the program, stick with the intramurals. Coach Hassler gets him in the summer league. I talked to Pete Lisicky a lot this summer, and one of the things Pete said, he had a great summer. And there were a lot of people who thought he may start here this year as a senior. Look at that cat. Kept it alive.
Liberty can't, Whitehall can't buy a basket.
Boy, 8th board for Liberty.
Tulio inside, no, but Darnell, yes.
Even though Santiago missed the shot, he made the strong move to the basket, followed up by Darnell Major.
Watch the double.
It's been a great quarter for Liberty. They've gotten their defense certainly right where they want it. They haven't given up a field goal yet, and the offense has been successful. You know what Dean is going to hate to see that first Whitehall basket. That'll kind of open things up a little bit.
Here comes a little pressure. Maybe that'll open it.
9-1, minute and 31.
5th Zephyr turnover. You talk about uncustomary Whitehall thing.
John Welch just caused that last one just by his 6'5" presence.
So we know why he's starting with that scoring average that he has. He's not going to be counted on to score tonight.
Let's not get personal.
At .67 a game, but we know why he's in there, and he's done the job defensively and rebounding. That's John Welch's game.
Boy, Liberty playing one shot with 1:16 to go.
Boy, and Coach Dean Dodopoulos is the guy always complaining about the stall ball in the Lehigh Valley, Gary.
He's telling me he's one of those young lions that when there's 2 minutes on the clock, they don't hang on to the basketball.
He always mentions taking the talent off your team by holding the ball and not letting the true talent surface.
Well, I think that's what he said. I rarely can understand the guy. 9-1 is the score, 54 seconds to go. first period. We'll be right back.
I remember my mom going to Walter's Pharmacy. Now I go. Walter's fills my prescription needs quickly, and I pay my Bell of PA and UGI bills. When I can't get away, Walter's comes to me with free delivery. Walter's Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care since 1937. Walter's Pharmacy, 401 North 17th Street in the Allentown Medical Center.
Dad, will you come in with me?
You can do it, Billy. Since 1897, Nazareth National Bank has provided friendly personal service.
Good morning, Mr. Hanson.
For nearly a century, banking decisions have been made by people who live and work in your community. Today, we're proud to honor those same values and continue our personalized service.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson.
Nazareth National Bank, we keep the tradition of trust.
Make Whitehall Auto Parts the most important stop for your car. We're a major supplier of foreign and domestic auto and light truck parts and have one of the largest inventories in the Lehigh Valley. We also provide machine shop services, which are equipped for complete engine rebuilding. Whitehall Auto Parts stands behind their products.
Make your first stop at Whitehall Auto Parts.
Open weekdays 8 to 8, Saturday 8 to 4, and Sunday 9 to 4, or phone 437-4604.
Nick at Night loves Lucy. I Love Lucy has come home to the home of classic TV.
Oh, honey, I can't believe it. We're really here.
Nick at Night has restored each episode to its full original classic form with new prints from the Desilu archives. Now you can see Lucy as she originally aired 40 years ago, unedited and in prime time. Watch I Love Lucy every weeknight on Nick at Night.
Dodge in Bath is having their annual 1993 model year clearance sale. There's only a few left, including dealer demonstrators. You can save thousands of dollars on a new Dodge Intrepid, a Grand Caravan demonstrator model. At Rarick Dodge, located just minutes north of Route 22 on Route 512 in Bath. And while you're there, say hi to the new Dodge Neon. That's Rarick Dodge, home of the clean deal. I think I'd feel a little foolish if I walked into Rarick and said hi to a car. But I guess it's acceptable at Rarick. Dick?
I've talked to worse things in my life.
Whitehall's having some problems.
Yes, they are. And for 7 minutes plus, they've kept Lisicky off the board, too. Now, that has to be a bothersome thing to the Zephyrs because he's the igniter. He's the one that makes them go. Whitehall will have to score in bunches. They're running and jumping a little bit, too.
They want to up-tempo things a little bit defensively as Liberty has a sub in there, and Chris Engel, number 21, who was into the ball game for Welch.
Good coaching move by Doppler here, wanting to hold the ball, get a quicker team on the floor. I don't know if he expected the Whitehall pressure.
Santiago and another Whitehall foul. Fourth team foul in the Zephyrs in the first period, unheard of. Foul is called on Pete Lisicky. I've got him for 2. The board has him for 2.
Well,
Welch is back in now for defense.
Well, credit once again the composure on offense by this Liberty Hurricane team. If you want to call it a restrictive offense, it has been somewhat in them really selecting their shots appropriately, and this last 2 minutes holding the ball and going for one shot.
Something I wonder about, and Dick, I'm not even sure there's an answer to this, but the last couple of weeks, we've seen teams play for a last shot and then take it with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah.
It doesn't, if you're going to play for a last shot, make it your last shot.
That's right. Yeah, you see, I tell you guys, teams think they got to go with 10 seconds left. You don't. You don't. Get it down to 6. Get it down to 5. If you're playing last shot, you want to guarantee the other guy doesn't get the ball.
They were guaranteed at least an 8-point lead at the end of the quarter if they hang on. Now, of course, Whitehall can get on the board. We see Matt Reckers into the ball game, but there's a turnover. Recker, the 5'11 junior, way outside Santiago, and it's not good as it goes up over top of the backboard. But what a defensive quarter for the Liberty Hurricane. Whitehall without a field goal, only a foul shot. It's 10-1 Liberty. We'll be back.
You know, the biggest single thing in the car business is you need to build trust and confidence. People need to feel comfortable where they do business. And with long-term employees, we feel we have a great advantage there. When people come back and see the same faces 2-3 years down the road after they've purchased their car, that's very important. Many of our service people have been here over 10 years. At Scott, our people are caring, professional, friendly, and very knowledgeable. And I think that says to customers, we'll take good care of you.
Smart shoppers know for quality and value, Quakertown Farmers Market is the place to go. Choose from a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, fresh from the farm. Give into our mouth-watering baked goods or take home our country fresh meats. Visit our gigantic indoor-outdoor flea market with dozens of dealers and thousands of collectibles and hard-to-find items. With over 150 bargain-filled specialty stores under one roof, you're sure to find what you're looking for at Quakertown Farmers Market.
Order Prism, and you'll end up with the face of an NHL player. Get this original limited edition Eric Lindros t-shirt and a free month of Prism. Better call now, because you can't get a face like this every day. This is an exclusive limited time offer available only when you subscribe. To order Prism, call this number now.
We are back, and another one of our fine sponsors is the Westgate Mall. They always invite you to come out to their mall and shop at your favorite community stores. Check out a fantastic baseball card show February 24th through the 27th, and an equally fabulous art show from March 3rd through March 6th, sponsored by the Paint Box Art Club. And don't forget to stop by on March 7th through March 13th for another super boat show. Compliments of Din Bakowitz Marine of Whitehall. All this and more at the Westgate Mall on Chanyersville Road in Bethlehem. I don't know whether I've ever said this before about a Whitehall first quarter of basketball. Shooting percentage, 0. Wow. They were 0 for 4. Both numbers are shocking, Dick. 1, you don't score any. 2, you only take 4 shots.
Yeah, that of course is off the wall as far as trying to get something accomplished offensively. That's why in the last 116, Gary, they tried to do more with their defense and brought it out. You know, you'll talk or read in the paper whether Liberty wins or loses about that great first defensive quarter. How about their offense? 1 turnover. Liberty has turned the ball over only 1 time.
How about their shot selection in that first quarter? With the exception of that major jump shot, they were almost flawless in making the good shot and taking the good shot.
That was going to be my question to you, whether they can play any better than they did in the first quarter, and they were flawless. Good hands again, this time by Jamar Kent. Pull-up jumper. No, Whitehall can't get off the schneid.
Boy, Liberty's 10th board.
If you recall, Whitehall had this same trouble when we televised the Central Catholic Whitehall game where they had a horrendous first quarter and they scored 1 quick bucket and then they rattled off 7 or 8 points in a row.
Well, we've said it many, many times. You just need to break the ice and then things stall very quickly. But they have not started the melt procedure.
Great entry pass.
It was a good shot by Major. He couldn't get it to fall.
A little surprised, Dick, I don't see a little more isolation for Lisicky on this offense.
It's almost as if the important thing for him to do is handle the ball, you know, at this point rather than score.
Tried to pass the ball down inside to Raisley, but telegraphed a bit, intercepted.
5th Zephyr turnover.
It appears as though when Lisicky does have a lane, there's not anywhere for him to go offensively.
Jamar Kent.
First time Kent said, no way. We're going back out. As soon as he said, give it back.
14-1. Graisley, or check that.
Hard shot by Ravelli.
Well, they're off the 1. 14-3.
Boy, what a way to get off with a difficult shot like that.
Ronnie would have taken anything that went down to the bottom of the hole.
He was ready to put in Radoka or Nowak.
Well, he'd got the shots in, that's for sure.
And points.
9 minutes and 25 seconds to score a field goal.
Lav wouldn't have been happy, Dick, because he didn't get the call.
Defense.
He was waiting for the underhand foul shot.
And he could make them.
Gonna match a little bit.
Well, I can't wait till we see Coach Dean Dodopoulos with this offense, Gary. But it's a smart thing to do. There's no question. It's just uncharacteristic for him.
There's a Whitehall foul. Well, right now, he's got his ball club playing the perfect basketball game. He's got Whitehall in team foul trouble. That foul's on Lisicky. He's got the lead, 11 points. His team is playing with tremendous confidence and patience.
And he's getting the ball inside.
And hitting the outside shot as well. Down inside. Major drops it off. Pull-up jump shot. Will not fall for Engel.
Nice rebound by Savas as he outlets the ball.
Recker working against Zabrinsky. Ramelli wants to start making some things happen, Dick. That bucket's good, and he's fouled.
Two big Ramelli baskets and add a possible 3 to this situation.
Dick, Ramelli felt the last time down the floor that he can take Zabrinsky to the basket. He did it the previous time, and now he quick puts the jab step on, goes right, goes up strong, and is fouled by Zabrinsky and can convert a 3-point play.
Well, let's make a change here before we attack the wrong guy. Chris Engel is the defensive player.
Sorry. Yep. And Dan, what you said, though, you wanted the isolation. You got it there. And he simply went off the dribble.
And there was a lane for him, too, that time.
And to add to that, the name you gave us, Gary, that's with Santiago sitting. And, buddy, you know, he was really quick defensively.
So I guess we can say that Whitehall really was exploiting the defense that time.
And Dean will go deep on his bench. Here's a shot by Major that doesn't go. And we're going to get a foul. And I think it might be on the 6th.
It is. His second.
Guys, if we can make a prediction, I think we can be pretty certain that Liberty is not going to continue to shoot this well the whole game. They just haven't done it all year.
But look at the hustle.
But they probably will continue to play the defense as well as they have. So Whitehall will probably close this gap.
But you see what's happening. Whitehall has to extend the match, and every time they do, the inside opens up a little bit more.
Liberty turnover. 5-second call.
Well, we saw that call play an important part in the game we televised recently, just as Jimmy Hutnick.
Gary, when you have the opportunity, add up the Liberty percentage of shoot. I don't think they're shooting that well, to tell you the truth.
They're 6 for 15.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's 40, right? 40%.
Well, now you really are making it difficult.
No, it's 40. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
That's a good sign, Dick. Whitehall cleared the side out for Pete Lisicky. Lisicky goes left as well as he goes right, pulls up strong, is fouled by, I think, Welsh, and now will go to the line and hopefully hit 2 and possibly find his rhythm offensively.
Once they got the first bucket, now the points are starting to come.
And it is Santiago back into the Hurricane lineup.
And Pete, it didn't go smoothly or easily, but it dropped.
The sign of a good shooter, though, is that excellent backspin and touch that Pete Lisicky certainly has.
84% on the year.
Boy, isn't it interesting when East Penn stats brother Gabe is right up there with him as only a sophomore. There's almost a turnover.
Zabrinsky finds Welch.
Welsh looks like he wanted to take it. Diopoulos almost had to put his sweater back on.
You can almost hear his id telling him to shoot it, and his super ego saying, pass the ball. Pull-up jump shot. Dropped by Jamar Kent. 16-7 Liberty. 3:15 to go first half.
Not a whole lot of pressure on that shot by Jamar Kent.
Savas has been quiet. Lisicky.
Ain't in the face, buddy. That bothered him.
There's about 6 hands in his face. Liberty was running towards Lisicky. Santiago. It is a block foul on Whitehall.
I hope we have a replay on that because Santiago took an extra step and got away with it.
Foul is called on
Christmas.
That is his third. He's going to sit.
Well, now we go small. Now you bring in Gabe.
Look for the extra step here by Santiago.
That was John Gaughan's artwork. He likes to go to that mood ring from time to time.
That was not the extra step.
Well, John went that extra step.
Welch in now for under the last 3 minutes of pressure. Is Welch going to be out and Engel back in? One more ball handler.
Santiago at the line. He'll shoot 2.
A little note on Welch, Dick. He certainly played his role extremely well for Coach Diopoulos.
For another note on Liberty, if and when it comes down to crunch time, they are last in East Penn Conference in foul shooting.
And tonight, they are only at 40%, 2 for 5.
Boy, those big ones. Pressure after the score.
I don't know, Lisicky versus Kent, full court.
Yeah, what Pete said is, get out of here. He said, let me go 1-on-1.
That's a silly foul. Not a smart foul at all. As Raisley was in no position at that point to shoot the ball. Darnell Major picks up his first, team's 4th. I like Liberty's game plan so far. Patient offensively. They know where their strength is. And playing great D. Lisicky, yes. 18-9.
That was great D, but that was also a great jump shot.
Walk by Zabrinsky, dragging his foot, says George Krell.
Could be a bonus for his efforts. 1-2-1-1, full court that time. Made the ball handler waste his 10 getting it up. Knew he's on 10, so he forced the turnover.
Good call by Hassler, Dick, since they have the small team in there. Give them the full court pressure, cause the turnover.
Raisley back outside. Record walk.
Was it a walk or was it just a quick move?
Well, it seems like any time anymore, if you give that stutter step, you're going to get called for traveling. There's a walk. That was the drag. So Liberty's into dragging their feet, and Whitehall's into stutter stepping. And I think we've covered the walk about as well as we could have with examples.
Sound like a dance instructor.
Dog Manis is back in.
Some choreography by Gary Laubach.
Well, I tell you, Whitehall wants a shooting team in there. Look at his team. They are all
Every one of them. Pete, out of control. Turns the ball over. So Whitehall has uncharacteristically turned the ball over on a number of occasions tonight. And Liberty turns it back over. So both teams turn the ball over. 18-9.
Boy, they had a 4-on-2 break.
Diopoulos employing here a full court man token pressure.
Raisley over top of Major. Rebound controlled by Liberty.
Tell you what, Liberty has not allowed Whitehall too many second shots off that glass.
14-8 off the boards, Liberty.
And Whitehall started its big team.
This is what they've done well tonight. They have not forced the ball down the floor and running.
Well, especially when they play the side, Gary. When you can sort of negate that Whitehall top. You get a better entry pass in that post from the side, and that's where Kent and Major have been living.
And again, they seem satisfied to hold the ball for the last minute and 10. But let's see if they hold it for a minute and 10, or they just hold it for about 50 of those seconds. Last time, they gave the ball back with 20 seconds on the clock.
Oh, I thought he was sorry.
40 seconds.
Watch.
McManus playing the old hip defense. Darnell up and in.
Nice feed. Great patience. Layup in the middle, gang.
Boy, it doesn't come any better than that as far as executing with poise and patience.
Fouls on Santiago. Appeared to be moving. No shot. However, only the 15th foul. No harm done there.
That's a big point of the game, too. Not committing to one-on-one and keeping them off that line.
Boy, Whitehall has 9 points in the half. Is 20 seconds from being over.
That's 8 times more than they had in the first quarter, gang.
Sounds like our first ball game.
Yeah, it does. Good double.
Good job there by Raisley not to lose the basketball. There's a flip. Foul's going to be on Romali. Dick, that's his third.
It's also the 8th Zephyr turnover.
DePrislis has 3, and Raisley with 3, or Romali, I mean, with 3, and Whitehall is in some serious individual foul trouble.
Or if they would have to start a quarter or the second half, boy, they'd be awfully small.
Well, look at that dribble. Through a triple team and a pull-up jumper by Zabrinsky. What a shot. What a play. 22-9 Liberty. A shocking first half. We'll put the numbers together and be right back.
Hey, Bob, what's wrong with you?
Nothing. Today's my birthday. I had a couple of drinks, and now I'm going to drive home.
Why, you can't drive in that condition, don't you know? You're not allowed to drive and drink.
I'm perfectly all right. There's nothing wrong with me.
You trust me to get my truck, I'll haul you home.
Ah, you're making something out of nothing.
Just remember what I always say.
What?
Don't be a dumb bunny. Get home safe to your honey.
Oh, boy.
From everyone at ABE Car Care, please, don't drink and drive.
Gus's Crossroads Inn invites you and your family to sample the all-new dinner specials. Treat yourself to a selection of mouth-watering seafood or fresh-cut made-to-order steaks. And don't forget the daily happy hour with Greek hors d'oeuvres, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Gus and Eleni provide only the finest Greek wines, home-baked breads and pastries, and the Valley's best-tasting Greek foods. That's Gus's Crossroads Inn and Family Restaurant off Route 378 Bethlehem. Open 7 days for lunch and dinner.
The energy saved by recycling just one aluminum can could operate a television set for 3 hours.
For every 4 feet of newspaper you recycle, 1 tree is saved.
The energy saved by recycling just 1 glass bottle could light a 100-watt bulb for 4 hours.
It's good to recycle because the world can get trashed up and we don't want that to happen in our world.
Buy stuff that's recycled. Recycle the stuff you buy. Take it back.
All right, we are back. We welcome you back. In the first ball game, we had a 15-14 first half, and both teams really were playing poorly. In this ball game, we have a 22-9 first half. I think Liberty's playing a fine basketball game, and Whitehall has a lot of questions that they're going to have to answer here at halftime. Let's take a look at the individual numbers, and you will not see too many numbers on the Zephyr side of the screen, Dan Marakovich, but Liberty playing a pretty good offensive as well as defensive game.
Look at that balance. Look at that balance.
Excellent balance scoring by everybody on that Liberty team. Welsh didn't score, but he did an excellent job defensively off the backboard and intimidation inside. It's actually a standoff between the 2 big guys there Savage from Whitehall and Welsh from Liberty. On the other side of the ledger, you're looking at Lisicky with 4 points. Boy, what a job Jamar Kent has done on Pete Lisicky. Rameli and Raisley hit some points, but an unbelievably poor first half for the Whitehall offense.
Let's take a look at the team numbers. And Dick, certainly no secret, they're not shooting the ball well. They're giving up a lot of fouls, as Liberty has been to the line 7 times, highly unusual. They're not hitting any three-point plays. Dick, they're a team that certainly is really struggling at the moment.
Well, 2 things that we emphasized in pregame, Gary. The first one was the Kent and Major tandem inside, and they've been going to that and showing enough patience to get around and throw it there. The second thing, and Dan hit upon it really well, was they are having to alternate their shot. That's why you're talking 27%. Because instead of shooting it like I've done 8,307 times this winter, I got to change my style just a little bit, because you got some awfully big paws going up there and altering that shot for you.
And there are a couple of numbers that aren't up there on the board that are kind of critical. Pete Rameli and Savas Kaprislis have 3 fouls apiece, and they, of course, find themselves in some foul trouble. So Whitehall needs to find some defensive as well as offensive answers, but for some funny reason, I have a feeling they're going to find them by halftime, and we're going to have a very interesting second half of basketball. Let's see how it all happens. 22-9 is our halftime score. We'll be back with second half action right after this timeout.
Here today to talk to the transmission specialists at Allentown Transmissions.
Hi, I'm Bob Seifert. If you're having trouble with your transmission, then it's time to stop by Allentown Transmissions. We don't have gimmicky low prices or the high overhead of a franchise shop, but we do offer nationwide warranties, fair prices, and honest transmission repairs done by professionals with over 30 years combined experience.
Allentown Transmissions, Union Boulevard.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
Twin County Cable, a world of choice. Twin County Cable, a world of choice.
Second half, they're in back. They're having their annual 1993 model year clearance sale. Only a few 93 models remain, including dealer demonstrators. You can save thousands of dollars on a new Dodge Intrepid or Grand Caravan demonstrator model at Rarick Dodge, located just minutes north of Route 22 and Route 512 in Bath. And while you're there, say hi to the new Dodge Neon. That's Rarick Dodge, home of the clean deal. Dick, you're in the Whitehall locker room. What kind of adjustments must you make?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll tell you, first thing you probably go after them is, hey, they're shooting one-on-one. We don't need that. If we're going to get something off the pressure, let's make it stripped, let's make it clean. Up-tempo it, try to get more off our defense. Look for the little isolation Dan talked about, couple one-on-ones. We got one with Rameli, we got one with Lisicky. If they do come and pick up inside, look the dish off, draw the foul. Whitehall has to make some hay on the foul line.
Okay, Coach, you're in a locker room where you're ahead by 13. Any changes at all?
Well, we want to continue the dissection of the Whitehall match. Exactly what Liberty showed in the first half, enabling them to pull out a 13-point lead. Coach Dean Dodopoulos did such a fine job as an offensive coach this year in really playing patient, poised basketball, something that he said he really doesn't like to do, but understands against a team that has the quality of a Whitehall. It's the only thing to do when you have this lead.
One thing Dean has certainly done with his ball clubs the last 2 years is he has disciplined them to play at least a game plan that is effective against whomever he plays, and this game plan has worked well tonight, and it's been a patient, disciplined plan.
And you know what, Dan, another credit to him is that it's always positive discipline. It's not, I'm going to kick in the rear end, or I'm going to slap and holler at you or something. You know, it's always something positive.
He's an upbeat guy. That's the way he always is talking. It's always good things, positive things, and you can tell his kids enjoy playing for him.
That's a 5.
I think he also has to worry about Dick defensively, not necessarily to change anything, but look at the ISOs for Lisicky and get that weak side defensive help if they start clearing out a side for Pete, which I'm sure they're going to have to do.
Boy, are we going to razz him, though, Dick, about this game plan. Second half, he's always been kidding us about stall ball, and right now they are just simply hanging on to the basketball and trying to take about a minute, minute and a half off the clock before they do anything.
I don't know if anybody saw that excellent tip by Dan Sabrinsky, which almost turned the ball over for Liberty, but what a heads-up play, having excellent court awareness, just tipped it to his teammate when it should have actually been a turnover.
More important, Kaprislis just picked up his 4th foul.
I'll tell you, man, I know this lad, there aren't very many more basketball players than Dan Sabrinsky's effort that he puts out. He gives 800 all the time, let me tell you. He is really interested in this game and goes at it pretty hard. Thinking man's player.
Well, I was going to say, what a quick mind on that last play.
Thank you.
Well, you're talking about Sabrinsky, Gary, not you. You would have shot the ball with your back to the bucket.
I'll tell you, you would think that Coach Adopoulos is going to stay with a little bit of the delay because he did add a cut-through, and all that does is rotate places.
24-9. So Liberty gets one possession and takes about a minute and 20 off the clock and scores on it. Lisicky. Bit of a stretch for him to make that shot. Doesn't go. Pull-up jumper. I'm not sure Dean wanted that shot by Kent. And they'll go the other way. Now there's a possession where they came down and shot quickly and got nothing positive out of it.
But there were two mean screens there set for Lisicky.
Well, Savas on the board.
Savas doing his Ronnie Cycli imitation, Gary, as he bangs it off the glass.
Well, they like Sabrinsky as a middle outlet.
Oh. Pretty good collision in there between Kent and Kaprislis. No call.
Kaprislis took a shot when he was down in the paint.
Wonder if he knows he has 4 fouls on him. He didn't hesitate to come out. Missed shot by Liberty, Santiago, so they're going to get another one. Kent down inside Major. Foul. No, walk.
Walk. I'll tell you, other than that first jump shot of the half, Liberty has gotten very, very little offensively.
And they seem to be pressing a little bit on the last 2 possessions.
Watch the screens inside. Watch the headhunting going on with Raisley and Savas.
Raisley. Well, Whitehall has decided to at least get the ball inside a little bit and try to make 8-foot jump shots.
Out of his own pressure extension now.
There was the weak side screen for Raisley, something Dick and I both mentioned in the first half, something Whitehall had to do, and it has done that here in the 3rd quarter.
Tulio, he can't shoot it over. Kaprislis.
Boy, I'll tell you, very, very suddenly their shot selection had been not too stable.
Jamar Kent almost stole that cleanly.
Jamar thought he had a theft.
The whistle foiled the thievery. Here's
the 1-4 where he can roam the whole floor, Dick. Good double by Liberty.
Oh, wide open, Romali. Pete can't drop it, though. And here comes Darnell, up and in. Good outlet pass from Kent.
Boy, when you can pick up the easy basket in a defensive struggle like this, what a plus.
Well, that was a 4-point swing because Romali had an easy jump shot.
Whitehall caught napping a little bit, getting back on defense. An unusual transition bucket for Liberty since it's been so patient here tonight in its home gymnasium.
Wouldn't be rubbing that in a little too
Not at all.
Dean likes to double off this.
Inside, nice pass, Dogmanis from Lisicky.
You put the ball in the hands of Lisicky, magical things happen, Gary, as that time he found a wide open Dogmanis off a double.
11-point game, 26-15 Liberty. Again, Liberty with a beautiful knifing move by Tulio Santiago.
With a layup, but it was a hard layup, a very difficult layup.
Boy, Santiago in the land of the Giants makes it look easy against the Whitehall defense.
Nice pass. Back to Lisicky. He drops that. He's fouled. Foul's going to be on Kent. Pete with an almost impossible shot, and he dropped it. Kent picks up his second. Liberty's second of the second half.
Boy, we were blinded there, Gary. We couldn't see Lisicky pop off that screen.
I'm hoping we get another look as we see Matt Recker coming into the game, a 5'11 junior.
And you're going to see a box and one, gentlemen, by Whitehall.
Here comes the replay, I think, of Pete Lisicky coming off the screen on the baseline.
It wasn't a pass.
No.
Steve couldn't catch the ball and came right back to Pete. And it's a three-point play for Lisicky, so he has 7.
It's on Santiago. Boy, Recker bothering him. Wonder if Tulio posts him.
Knocked out of bounds by Romeli. Dick explained the strategy here of boxing Santiago.
Penetration against the match. He's the one who got off a couple rush shots, but got a good driving layup the last time. Plus, it's going to keep the ball out of one more ball handler.
Recker wants him to give it up and then not get it back down inside, but Darnell had vacated that spot. And Whitehall can get inside at 10. They're coming back. The Zephyrs are coming back, as we expected them to do. Now it's a matter of climbing the mountain.
Liberty trying to double on Lisicky every possible chance.
An air ball. Well, maybe not technically. It did seem to kiss the iron. Chris Engel in. And somebody has to leave.
Bobby Welch, because Caprislis went out for Recker. So they can get a little smaller, and it adds one more ball handler with Engler.
Good counter by Dodopoulos. I think on that last shot by Lisicky, he just hit a three-point play. He thinks he finally has found his rhythm, feels it, lets it fly, but doesn't get much metal.
There's a foul. Foul's going to be called on Dogmanis, his first. And that's the team's second of the second half. Both teams with 2 team fouls. 2:17. If you missed our opening ball game, it was Allen 50, but Central Catholic had 56 in the ball game. And Central Catholic's in the championship game tomorrow night. We'll have it for you at about 10 o'clock following the girls' championship game. Oh, nice turnaround shot off the glass. Darnell Major.
Something you don't want to see happen off and out of bounds play. Another great call by Coach Dean Dodopoulos as he took advantage of a size advantage there by Darnell Major.
Recker has the ball slapped away. Tulio should get a layup. Dogmanis is after him. He fouled him, but he makes it anyway.
Boy, did he do a great job protecting the ball with his body. Got the body right smack in front of the defender.
You don't mind a foul, but if you're going to foul, you better make sure the basket doesn't go.
We've seen that slicing layup a few times tonight. The nice part about the last layup by Santiago, he encouraged contact and did it so smartly.
And Liberty fighting off the charge by Whitehall. They had it to 10, and it's back up to 14, and possibly it's going to go to 15. Does not. Graisley with a rebound. Lisicky behind his back, 15 feet away. Doesn't go. Good rebound by Major. And Kent comes up hobbling. Ooh, that's key. He's one of the best defensive players they have.
Yeah, I got to take him out.
Or call a timeout.
Unless you want the timeout.
I think it's the ankle.
And Jamar's hurting.
Boy, that would be...
Now Dean has a tough problem because he really has no one to replace Kent in terms of his defensive ability because of his size, number one, and his quickness, number two. He doesn't have that combination on the bench.
No, you know, and you're talking about Lisicky at 6'4", so if you're going to stay with him man-to-man, I'm sure he will, you're going to have to bring somebody in. Now, they're bringing in number 12, that's Nickel, but we're not sure if Nickel will be on Lisicky. Maybe we'll have another switch. Engel plays some good D. Might be Engel.
That's going to be tough, Dick, since Lisicky is out of the ball game.
Kyle Nickel is a 6'2" junior.
I'm watching that. They're above the ankle. It's not on the ankle, a little bit on the calf.
Pete Lisicky has exited the ball game here at the 120 mark, but not for long.
Yeah, but Lisicky came in.
Yeah, Gabe for Pete. And Pete's not out for long. He's coming right back.
Santiago a little bit happier that that box isn't on him now.
And again, Liberty willing to hang on to the ball now.
Great move for Liberty here because, number one, they have a 14-point lead, but more importantly, they're playing without their ace defensive player, Jamar Kent.
He did not want that shot. He did not, and he is angry. And he does not get upset often, but he did not want that shot.
Oh,
and that's why it hurts. His team wanted to hold the ball the rest of the quarter, and he did not. His team did not do that, and then Whitehall drops a three, and Liberty turns it over. Boy, you play a great quarter and watch it kind of blow up a bit in the last 58 seconds.
Trainer's talking to Dean right now. Certain it's about whether to use him or whether to be able to use Kent or not.
Kent does not look like he's ready to come back into the game. So Whitehall can make a lot of big things happen here in the final 40 seconds. Lisicky drops it off, way outside Dogmanis, and we have a foul. And the foul's going to be against Liberty. Liberty makes their third mistake of the final minute. Darnell Major.
It was a smart foul because Pete Lisicky had inside position off that missed shot. It would have been an easy two for Pete if he would have come down with the rebound.
Welch in and Nickel out.
Yeah, he's let him know about that shot too, Gary.
Oh, easy. Easy for Raisin. A 14-point lead. It's down to 9.
Pretty shot.
Fouls on Dogmanis. And that's a big call because that's a 3-shot foul on a end of the period throw. Going to the line, it'll be Santiago.
Less than a half a second remaining.
The horn never did blow, so the players will have to line up.
That's a good move by the Whitehall staff there. That's a bit of a distraction there. Normally everybody would keep those people behind.
Well, it won't sit real well if he makes all 3 foul shots, no matter what. Tulio 3 for 5 with 11 points.
Boy, Whitehall has worked so hard to cut this lead to within 10. They were ahead by 9, but now with these 3 shots, Gary, it's...
He couldn't negate a lot of that.
Oh.
Jamar Kent is up walking around.
Boy, you know what, man? I think the possession arrow is Liberty, too.
It is.
That was Dogmanis' 3rd foul, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that.
Dogmanis just want to create some token pressure. Got a little too close. Krell was right there to make the call.
Makes all 3 of them. Let's see if Whitehall gets a throw off. They don't. 35-23 at the end of 3 periods. And we're going to show you Tulio's breakaway layup as we go to break. We'll be right back with the 4th and final period.
Tina Turner in a revealing special.
Oh, what a life.
From her early days with Ice.
I was a woman in bondage and I stepped out.
To her sizzling concert performances of today. It's an inside look at the queen of rock and roll.
My performance side and my private life is totally different.
Tina Turner, Going Home, only on the Disney Channel.
We're back and we welcome you back, and another one of our fine sponsors tonight is the Northampton Self-Service Car Wash. Stop in at the Northampton Self-Service Car Wash on Route 229 in Northampton. You'll experience a state-of-the-art car wash facility that's easily accessible, open 24 hours a day. They have everything to clean your car and preserve its finish and value. It also has an extra high-pressure truck wash. The Harhart family is proud to provide you with the area's premier self-service car wash. So come in and treat your car to a wash this week. That's the Northampton Self-Service Car Wash on Route 329 in Northampton.
And speaking of coming in, number 30 comes back in for Liberty.
Jamar Kent back in the ball game. So let's set the lineups for you. For Liberty, we have Engel and Zabrinsky and Santiago and Kent and Major. For Whitehall, it's Recker and Lisicky. That's Pete. We have Raisley, Romali, and Dogmanis. Liberty by 12. And they polished the tarnish a little bit with the three foul shots at the end of the period. And again, they go into that stall mode to start the quarter. They've done that on 3 occasions tonight. And Zabrinsky out of the corner drops it.
No hesitation.
They have to like the way they play disciplined basketball, move the ball, get it to the middle, the wings open up, Zabrinsky nails it.
They almost seem to be destined to win this ball game tonight. A lot of things have happened that they have created. As Recker drives inside and gets a tough shot to drop, 37-25. There's Zabrinsky again, but he walked. To get set up, he took 2 steps.
Tough basket by Record on that last one. Nice drive, looking for 3. Whitehall wanting to cut, of course, 3 instead of 2 to deficit, but at the same time stop the clock for their pressure.
They're in the 1-4 set.
Raisley catches it, puts it on the glass, and gets fouled. Foul is going to be called on Engel, his second.
The one thing that 1-4 does, Dick, it can lull you to sleep with the inside post position. And that time the attention went to Lisicky. Raisley stepped up, pinned his man. Perfect entry pass. Good execution, Whitehall.
Yeah, adding to that lull to sleep, Dan, what it does is a lot of bunches. It looks so bunched, but a 1-4 never stays 1-4. After the first move, you're always out of it.
Raisley misses.
Whitehall still has a long way to go, though, Gary Laubach, a 10-point deficit.
They have to take advantage of the opportunities. They got to within 10 in the 3rd period and couldn't get closer.
Dick, do you extend the match here, or do you go to another defense?
Just what they're doing now. They're extending the match.
Offensive foul on Jamar Kent.
Offensive foul.
They had a walk, and now an offensive foul in their last 2 possessions.
Liberty has not made many errors tonight.
No longer do we see Pete Lisicky bring the ball up the floor.
Romali. Against Raisley, working against Major. Recker. And Lisicky has it blocked by Kent.
Big turnover.
What a defensive game he has played.
I really don't think Pete Lisicky thought Kent could elevate as high as he can get.
Then he was wrong. Pete has 7 in the game.
As you see, Dan, Whitehall is extending that match now. Not gone to any other resort just yet. Look for the double off it, though.
Liberty attempting to create some urgency on Whitehall's part by taking the clock and running it down.
Raisley Major, a little action.
As Coach Hassler says, come up.
Great rebound. DeMar Kent.
Boy, there's your layup theory again, Dan.
Well,
Gary.
the extension of the match, Dick, creates openness in the paint, and it also causes a double whammy with Whitehall. Your rebounding responsibilities gets much tougher when the match is extended.
Well, what you expect from that, Dan, is they go tandem on that thing. A little bit of eye with that thing. Because right now, Kent is wide open as an outlet man in that middle.
59% foul shooter. DeMar was 7 points. But it's difficult to put a number on his defensive prowess tonight. He's been terrific. Rebound Raisley, 1 out of 2. Can Whitehall get inside at 10?
Let's see if they go back to Raisley inside.
Pete, pull. Oh, thought he was going to pull up for 3. Didn't do it. Pulled me. So Ramelli does it and gets it. A tray. Pete Ramelli. His second of the night. Tulio again. It's good, and he is fouled.
Put his body underneath him. That's a good call. No gripes there. Should be no gripes.
Tulio Santiago is going to patent that move, Gary Laubach, as we have seen that layup slice 4 times here tonight at the Memorial Gymnasium in Bethlehem. That time, once again, he encourages the contact, knows how to use his body, keep the ball extended, and converts the layup.
I hope we get another look at that. Tulio Santiago at the foul line. 16, 17 points on the night.
I don't think this lad gets enough credit as a scorer.
Decisions make good ball players, Dick, and I don't think Tulio has made an incorrect one tonight.
Well, 12.4 scoring average for a team that does not score highly. Boy, Ramelli too quick catch.
Whitehall matches that with another 3 by Ramelli, so it's still an 8-point game. A lot of time.
Oh, smart move, Major.
Liberty's second time out of the ball game. And Whitehall creeping back. They're down by 8, 4:33 to go. 4th period. We will stay right here. Rarick Dodge has the new Dodge Neon in stock, ready for delivery. Experience the performance of Neon's 132 horsepower 4-cylinder engine and the roominess of its cab-forward 5-passenger interior design. Test drive the Neon at Rarick Dodge, located just minutes north of Route 22 and Route 512 in Bath. For a clean deal, come to Bath, come to Rarick Dodge, home of the new Dodge Neon. Well, if there's ever a time, guys, that the Hurricane needs to be extremely deliberate and disciplined and patient, it is now, because Whitehall has gotten themselves back in the game. That
if Coach Doppler is going to total this, you know, if he says that's it, air out, no more, at what point does he make that decision? Under 3, under 2, under 4, you know, somewhere, if he's going to do it. Don't know if they really practice it that much. I really don't have insight into him. But that's a big, big decision on his part that he's going to have to make.
I think, Dick, a momentum stopper right now would be for Coach Dodopoulos to ride out the eye of the Hurricane and hold the basketball, if the Zephyrs allow it.
Boy, it is a strange night. Danny calling for them to hold the ball. Backcourt violation. Whitehall's pressure bothered the Hurricane.
And their 3 game has come alive.
Whitehall's been here before this year. They have been down in ball games by a large number, and they've come back to win them.
Raisley's in trouble.
Becker, he'll set things up. Gets it to Dog Menace. And Raisley trying to get free.
Boy, what defense by the Hurricane.
What defense by Kent. He would not let Lisicky get the ball. Raisley, it's an offensive foul. Does not count.
That's a pretty good call. Good position. Who took that?
Zabrinski, I think, 41.
Boy, that's gutsy.
Let's hope we get a look.
With either Zabrinski or a 21 angle.
Oh,
pass! Santiago, oh my!
You know, you're saying there's no way you're going to make that. That's a turnover. What a pass.
Darnell Major from Tulio Santiago. Pete, 13-footer. Pete with 9, 43-35. It's still an 8-point game.
Lisicky showing signs of life with that jump shot. Just arced it over number 30, Major.
Oh,
good try.
Not like last time.
Angle.
What did I say? Hold the ball, go?
I tried not to bring it up again.
Even I didn't say that.
Pete, it won't go. Rebound, Wrecker. Wrecker, he's out of bounds or a foul? Foul. Foul's on Major, his third. Team 6. I don't know if they called it a 2-shot foul. They will.
All right, let's check out the out-of-bounds play. The last time Whitehall had this situation, they executed perfectly as Raisley was wide open.
They did not call a shooting foul. Out of bounds, Whitehall. Foul. Kent. And it's a 1-and-1. Kent picks up his 4th.
I'll tell you, that Liberty bench, time just is not running quickly enough.
The day the earth stood still for Coach Dean Dodopoulos.
He was ready to quit at the end of the first period. He thought this is a good time to end the ball game. 10-1, I'll take it home.
Well, he started to disrobe with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. The sweater went in the second row. But so far, he's coached a magnificent game here for these Hurricanes.
He can cut it to 8 again. It's been 8. As we're on the seesaw, Liberty up by 10, Whitehall back to 8, Liberty up by 10, Whitehall back to 8. That can happen right here.
Even the cheerleaders here are picking up the momentum for Whitehall, Gary.
That was a 9.2. That gymnastics routine we just saw go by us.
Triple Lux.
That was a rebound.
That's Lutz, Danny.
Oh,
Lutz.
I'm sorry. I thought I said that. Lutz, Klutz.
No, Klutz is what Santiago again, Raisley foul. Santiago's driving him crazy, Dick.
You bet he is. They're getting an awful lot off that pressure. They're just hitting the side. I'll tell you, that pass, that was like a post pattern in football or a what do you call those, an out pattern. They just threw to a spot, and Santiago was there.
You know, you made a very good point about the middle of the second quarter, about Liberty keeping the ball on the sides instead of keeping it in the middle. And that causes Whitehall some problems defensively.
Add some quickness by Santiago, and that gives you a legal offensive play against the pressure that the Zephyrs have shown the entire second half.
Maybe the best word would have been lethal, as that's what they've been, lethal. 19 points for Santiago. This may be his best offensive game of the season. And again, it's a 10-point Liberty lead. Boy, Pete's not getting anything easy from Kent, but Pete knows, I think, that Kent has 4 fouls. And Whitehall wants to call their second timeout of the game. 2:39, 47-39 is the score, and Whitehall is going to talk things over, and we're going to keep it right here as the Whitehall cheerleaders go out to make some noise. And Dick, 2:39 to go. Whitehall, I don't think is going to make any changes. They're going to keep the pressure on defensively.
Yeah, they got to keep the defensive pressure on. Right now, the timeout, more than to just stop the clock. Let's stop that side entry. We got to get away from that side. They're just simply hitting the side, bouncing one, and you're ending up with a 2-on-1. And with a ball in Santiago's hand, that's pretty good. That's pretty good numbers, pretty good percentage.
Dean, I would think, maybe in a rare moment for him right now, has to be extremely calm on his bench to keep his players calm, Dan, so that they can try to maintain this 8-point lead.
Well, I talked about holding the ball at the 4:33 mark, Gary, but actually the Whitehall defense would not permit it, as the Liberty Hurricane had to take the fast break layup, which the Whitehall defense was giving. So I'm sure the instructions are the same for the Liberty Hurricane team, is spread the floor, get the ball to the middle, exit it by the hash mark, and take what that defense gives you.
Foul is against Darnell Major. I'm not sure who committed it. It might have been Gabe Lisicky, but a couple of knees banged out there, I think.
Well, it took a second off the clock.
Is that the plan, Dick? Foul now on almost every possession. I mean,
Carl Case read the scouting report.
Okay, they don't shoot, yeah.
12th in the league in
That's true.
shooting fouls. You know, sometimes you got to go with the numbers.
And Major, who goes to the foul line, 2 for 4 tonight. Darnell on the season is a 53% foul shooter.
The record goes to the bench, and Gabe Lisicky's inserted.
And it doesn't go. It went most of the way, but not all of the way. And Whitehall can get as close as they have gotten in a long time, and Jamar Kent is out of the ball game. He picks up his 5th personal foul, and again, that will cause Liberty some problems.
And see, that's unfortunate for Jamar because you need to communicate defensively. The person that was guarding Raisley had to tell Jamar that that screen was coming as he tried to fight it off so desperately, but in effect, he picked up the foul and exits the game.
And puts Lisicky on the line to try to close it to within 6.
So communication was a key on that last play, something Dean Dodopoulos does so well.
I'll tell you, it might have hurt even more. The fact is, the foul was cheap, not a cheap call, but I think he actually bumped Pete after he bumped into the screen man. I don't think he was reaching the foul, Pete.
Yeah, I think Danny made the point, Dick. They just didn't talk, and he didn't know that screen was there, and it caused him to get off balance, and that's how he bumped Lisicky.
And credit Raisley for coming high, Dick. I think that's the first we saw of Raisley being out so high, giving that Matt Zoke-like screen that Lisicky's been so accustomed to over the years.
He threw one more for Rameli, Dan, and got it back. I'll tell you, the Whitehall post players will have turned screen men.
Engel, Santiago, Zabrinsky, Welch, and Major in there for Liberty as Lisicky drops the first. He's a perfect 6 for 6. Pete has 14 points on the night.
Now there you had the first example, that quick foul. 1 second off the clock, and I'm giving 2 for 0, and the clock hasn't moved. And I got a good guy out of the game.
And it could be a 2-possession basketball game here for the Zephyrs if Lisicky sinks this, and it is. Down by 6.
They do not break the pressure. Gabe Lisicky. Gabe all the way. It goes. Gabe Lisicky. Never hesitated. Timeout, Liberty. Their third. 47-43. 2:13 to go. We're going to call timeout. We'll be back right after this message.
Parents, bring your children to the Lehigh Valley Mall on Saturday, February 26th from noon to 4 p.m. during Twin County Cable's Child ID program. In conjunction with the Better Business Bureau Care Fair, Twin County will videotape your child for a fee of only $2. All monies will be donated to Lehigh Valley Crime Stoppers. Plus, the state police will photograph and fingerprint your child for free. Kids, you can meet Eureka and Magellan from Nickelodeon's Eureka's Castle. It's all happening on Saturday, February 26th.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
I hope we can rack up that last play because this will certainly exemplify, Dick, what we've been talking about. The Hurricane does not get in trouble when the ball's on the wings, but they certainly get in trouble when they force it to the middle because that's where Whitehall's strength is. And Gabe Lisicky took advantage.
Yeah, and it really wasn't much of a contest. It was almost as if he passed to him. Interesting sub here, Gary. It's going to be Nickel into the lineup. Nickel.
Gary, the nails of the coffin were in. The Undertaker was going to make a house call, but Gabe Lisicky steals the ball and brings Whitehall back to within 4.
So they foul immediately again with Gabe Lisicky, again to take advantage of the percentages.
1 second. 1 second. That's 2 fouls in 1 second.
Dick, I think the previous timeout for Whitehall was critical. I think that's what Hassler gave the order to foul after the first double team, and so far it's paid high dividends for the Zephyrs.
Especially now you're thinking about it a little bit more. And more, and more.
Major misses again. And Liberty may want to start thinking about getting the ball in somebody else's hands. Pete Lisicky. Major's on him. Pete says, I got fouled. And Welch is going to come back in. Whitehall still has the basketball.
Watch a high screen this time. Yep, there's the high. Watch Raisley.
He's wide open.
Yep. Again, same play. And he's fouled by Welch. Steve Raisley.
So easy to see from here, huh?
Guys, we've been patting Dean Dodopoulos on the back tonight, and he's done a great job. But let's go to the other side. Ronnie Hassler certainly knows Liberty's weaknesses and strengths. He has attacked them on one of their weaknesses, foul shooting, and it's got him back in the ballgame.
The other weakness, Stick, is playing that man-to-man defense on out-of-bounds plays, which I think has netted at least 6 to 8 points for this Whitehall Zephyr team.
Screen like that, you're always going to grab a piece of somebody and make the basket so easy.
It's a one-point game.
1 second. Liberty has had 1 second on each of the last 3 possessions.
Foul is on Lisicky. Let's take a look at the Raisley play inbound.
All he does, screen up. Lisicky busts off, he turns inside. That's all it is.
It's a nice double screen, though, as Raisley actually comes up and rubs off on a double screen. I think it's Lisicky.
Oh, no, Lisicky will go. Lisicky will go off the first screen.
There it is.
Now he comes off
screen by number 30, Romero.
Dogmanis. Foul shot is made by Santiago.
Now there's a Dean Dodopoulos counter move. Instead of passing on the wing inbounds to Major, let's put Santiago there.
Yeah, he's not too shabby at 10 out of 12 from the line tonight. That was his 20th point. And it's back up to 3. I thought Whitehall, after getting it to 1, might have been satisfied to go to their pressure. Lisicky ties it up. Pete with a save, first of the night. Foul Romeli. His 4th. When do you call off the dogs, guys? When do you stop fouling?
Been too successful with it now. No, I guess the lead. I guess when you get the lead.
I don't think that was an intentional foul. That was just an aggressive play.
That was a double foul, not a timeout.
Whitehall's going to call timeout. That's their 3rd. So both teams have 1 timeout left. It's 49-49, a minute and 42 seconds on the clock. And I'm looking for a little direction. Are we staying or going?
And a new face on the foul line, too. This time, Sabrinsky.
All right, as Whitehall calls a timeout, it's unusual, Dick, to see them with only 1 left at this stage of the ball game, but they will save that 1, I'm sure, for another critical situation.
Yeah. Well, you know what you want done now is commonplace. If necessary, could be shouted out, but I think those kids know exactly what they want done. I do agree that last foul was not intentional. That foul was off an aggressive double.
Let's take a look at the play here by Gabe Lisicky. This is the one that really turned things around and got the Zephyrs to a point where they can tie it up. And Dick, talk about getting the ball in the middle.
Right there to the middle. Right there to the middle. If you're going to put that middle guy in, get him down lower. Because most of your 4 out of your 5 men defensive zone pressure is occurring in half court or beyond. You might want to throw a bit longer if you're going to hit that middle. But boy, they've been having such success with that side thing.
Danny Zabrinsky, a 60% foul shooter. Well, technically 59.4 at the foul line. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
He's hit some big baskets for Liberty in the 4th quarter. He hit a quarter jumper. He hit another one from the right, but it was taken away from him because he walked. He's a good shooter, even though his foul shooting percentage is not as good as it could be. Don't be deceived by the touch of one Dan Zabrinsky.
Liberty hanging on to that lead by the fingernails, and a violation by John Welch. John Welch steps into the lane, and the violation, 50-49.
This is a rough task here for Romeli against Santiago.
Foul's going to be on Major. He was riding Lisicky. That's his fourth.
If the Zephyrs take that lead now, then watch the momentum change. I'm talking about that they create one with the best pressure, and then if they get the possession, you know they're going to sit on it.
Our first ball game went down to the wire. This ball game has every indication of going down to the wire. As Wrecker is in, and Gabe Lisicky is out.
And look for record to Santiago.
And you read Ron Hostler's lips. He said, don't foul. Don't foul. Pete trying to give Whitehall the lead. They have never led in this game.
Talk about the start the Zephyrs got off to. It really looked dismal in the first quarter and even at halftime. But credit Coach Ronnie Hassler for upping its pressure, causing turnover after turnover. Liberty missing some foul shots, and now the Whitehall Zephyrs at the 131 mark has the lead.
Zephyrs back except for the box. Token pressure. Oh, he held them. Held them.
George says it's just a warning now, Dick. It's just a warning.
Well, Wrecker got lucky because he certainly was holding. He didn't hold that time.
Oh, my.
And
Romali's
a foul on Romali. He's done. That's his fifth. Romali will leave with 13 points. But, oh, they miss his leadership on the floor.
Romali hit some key three-pointers to bring that Zephyr offense back, keying the run in the fourth quarter.
Gabe's coming back. Did he ever? Romali hitting three-pointers in the second half.
Now, Major has missed his last one-on-one tries, has he not? Two of them.
Dick, you're a little surprised that Whitehall went with such a strong double team out front, having the lead.
Well, the double team, Dan, was really only one because there was a box on them. So they just decided they're going to go in a box. I'll tell you, they almost got what they wanted.
Yeah, Lisicky just turned his back at the last second.
Big foul shot by Major. We're tied again at 51. Welch is in for defense. Nichols out. Liberty, the number 4 seed, trying to knock off the top seed. They have the lead. 52-51 Liberty, a minute and 20. Wrecker. And now Pete will work against Major. Major has 4 fouls. Gabe. No. Side of iron comes out. Timeout.
Timeout.
That's the last timeout by Liberty. Minute and 4, 52-51 Liberty. And again, I would guess they'll go back to the foul strategy now and commit a foul, Dick.
Well, yeah, that's a tough decision to make right now. You know, go up awful lot of time to play. You do want one more possession. You think you're going to get it, but at what time do you want to commit that foul? Do you want to commit it early, you know, and say I still have a minute left to play with the clock? Because they have been so adept at doing that. They've done it 3 times. I think you're right. I think that's what they'll look for.
Let's run down the scoring for you as we approach the final minute of basketball, unless this one goes OT. For Liberty, Engel has 2 to this point. Jamar Kent played a great defensive game, fouled out of the ball game with 7 points. Tulio Santiago with 21 up to this point. 7 by Zabrinsky, and Darnell Major with 14. For Whitehall, Wrecker with a deuce. Lisicky Gabe with a deuce. Dogmanis with only 2. 13 points and fouling out Pete Romali. Raisley with 10. Kaprislis with 2. And Pete Lisicky to this point with 20. Whitehall full court. And a walk. A mental mistake.
1 second again.
Welch back in for D. Nickel out.
Well, you talk about unforced. There was no clamp coming, was there? He was visible to throw the ball.
No. They were coming. It looked like Whitehall was a little bit unaware of the inbounds pass.
Engel did turn and face. Fundamentally sound move, but his anticipation of a Liberty offensive player being open was not there. As a result, he took the extra step. Whitehall basketball.
They're double teaming Lisicky. They don't want him to get the ball. And he wants to go one-on-one, and they're going to get a double team. So he goes the other way, avoids the double team, gets the basket, and gets fouled by Welch.
The ability to go with your left hand if the right lane is cut off. Pete Lisicky goes left, Gary, and just elevates over everyone.
Dick, they thought they had him where they wanted him. Double team, nowhere to go. He takes what little room he has and takes advantage of it to the left side.
It makes it 3. You know, Welsh contested. Maybe just be better standing flat and look for the offensive foul.
Savas back in. Sitting down, Gabe Lisicky. And Pete can put Whitehall up with their biggest lead of the night, 2. And he makes three-point play by Lisicky.
With Capricelis in there, they're going to take off the pressure now and play the normal match.
Santiago.
Oh, that was quick.
Major, out of bounds, Whitehall ball.
I wonder if Dean wanted to have one that quick then.
Here comes the extra ball handler, Gabe Lisicky in.
Now Whitehall looked iced.
Liberty has no timeouts left. So they cannot discuss their strategy here. That's where they want to get the ball. Lisicky, fouled by Zabrinsky. His first.
Pete Lisicky, Dick, smart enough to hold on to the basketball, knowing the foul is going to come. Herbie Welsh makes the call. Dean Dodopoulos not really happy with that call. But in any case, Pete Lisicky, the one player you don't want on the foul line, will shoot a 1-and-1.
I thought they called it on Zabrinsky. They called it on Major, and that's his 5th.
Look at Dean.
Dean does not yell at officials,
no,
really.
He's joking crowd to sort of freeze Lisicky in the foul line.
He'll sweet talk him a little bit.
Well, he's talking to the wrong official. Krell didn't make the call. Herbie Welsh did, but I'm sure he wants his message.
He's probably going, Georgie, Georgie.
And George is a good listener, by the way.
Coming into the ball game.
I dare you.
Rob Sedler comes in, a 5'10 junior.
Boy, what a comeback for these Zephyrs, Dick. It really looked bad in that 4th quarter.
I'll tell you, they really kept their composure. You know, and that's what makes championship teams.
Dean always has one guy at night change his uniform number on me. Sedler is that guy. He normally wears 11, tonight he has 10.
They do that in New York.
Whitehall's up by 3.
Boy, how many has he iced in a row?
I'm just going to go back to that last move where they double-teamed Lisicky. He had very little room on the left, got by the double team, and then stopped off the glass, fouled.
44 seconds, still time left. But Liberty running out of some of their key personnel. Pete, a rare miss, so it's a 3-point ball game.
Who takes the 3?
Santiago won't go. Raisley rebound. And now Whitehall just trying to keep it away. Foul on Nickel. How many people are going to walk out of here tonight scratching their head and saying, how'd they do that again?
How many people walked out of here early and say Whitehall lost?
A team that found itself down 13-1, had all kinds of people in foul trouble, and just started scrapping their way back with about 4 minutes to go in the game.
4:33, wasn't it, Dan?
Yep, 4:33.
Things started changing.
But,
Dog Mantis with the Whitehall Zephyr bounce.
Whose home court is this? Tom Fisher, a spectator tonight, as he heads out. I guess he knows Whitehall 23 seconds and a 4-point lead is usually a Zephyr victory. But only 1 out of 2. Zabrinsky, yes! Oh, Danny Zabrinsky. Foul. Wow, 56-55.
Talked about the shooting ability of Zabrinsky. He certainly showed us the touch. With only 15 seconds left, he nails the tray, Gary, to pull his team to within 1. And now Dog Manitz, once again, will go to the foul line and look for that Zephyr bounce.
Boy, if there's a miss, the board belongs to Liberty. There's not a Zephyr on the line.
Even at his best, Liberty will have a chance to tie it. That's a 2-point lead.
We saw what happened at the end of the first half, Gary, when they fouled behind the 3-point line and received 3 foul shots.
That's a 3-point lead.
3 subs.
It'll be up to Santiago. Oh, my! Oh, my! It's on overtime. Overtime.
What a shot. What a shot. Gary, they were playing with 3 subs. 3 subs, and all those 3 guys did is look for Santiago or Sabrinsky. They're saying they're the only ones allowed to shoot, and he found Santiago.
Somebody go get Tom Fisher.
Oh, yeah. Bring him back. Now, though, not really. You're talking about uphill. I'm going without King. I'm going without Major. Wow.
We are going to show it to you
What
again.
a courageous
Here
play.
it is, Tulio Santiago. Oh, my, 58-58. We'll be back with overtime action right after this timeout.
2 threes when they need it. Wow.
On them for protection.
Do this job.
We want them to be smart.
These matches say you're lying.
Tough. They're on the game.
Oh, just kidding.
Emilio Estevez and Samuel Jackson star National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
Twin County Cable, a world of choice. Twin County Cable, a world of choice.
Well, we hope you caught your breath, because we caught ours. Overtime. We see Jose Medina in the Liberty lineup.
Oh, my.
Big pat on the back here to both these teams, both coaching staffs. They've done a great job.
Credit that Liberty offense, Dick, for putting the ball in the hands of Santiago with the 8 seconds left on the clock. Brilliant play by that offense to get the ball in the hands of your leading scorer and a guy who can do it.
What the? They didn't want it.
Who else was going to do it? Liberty has a chance to take the lead. Romali has fouled out. Major and Kent for Liberty has fouled out. I don't think either one of these teams is all that anxious to take it to the basket.
Liberty really outmanned when it comes to inside power with its 2 major forces on the bench.
That's why holding the ball is a good idea.
Good point, Gary. I think that's a...
Well, John Welch. Jump ball, and it's going to go to Whitehall. So Whitehall get a first chance.
How about Santiago's hustle there?
Almost got it.
I don't think Dean wanted John Welch to take that shot. John has taken about 5 shots all year. He thought he was open. The shot was blocked. And John has played a terrific game tonight on the board.
Everybody likes that double. 4.
Foul's going to be on Medina. Medina, a sub here in the overtime period, commits a foul against Lisicky, and we would certainly not think that's a good idea.
Medina just wondering, how do you play the all-star from Whitehall? Lisicky had inside position on him. There was some contact. Krell nailed him with the foul, but there looks it looks like a total confusing look on Medina's face, having to play Pete Lisicky in his overtime period.
Santiago tonight has reminded me of Kevin Palmer from last year, Dick.
Yeah,
he's done all the things that Palmer did. Lisicky and Santiago with 24 points. Now Pete has 25. And you know, they were exactly the same. They had 11 field goals to that point. They each had a 3-pointer. Pete now with 1 more foul shot, make it 2 more foul shots. Whitehall by 2. Unbelievable. Danny Zabrinsky gets his third.
Now, both you guys said no way. I know I could tell you were thinking that.
Wow. Liberty by 1. And I'll tell you, that one brings the rain.
And you know what? Zabrinsky never hesitated.
Inside, that was not a pass. Dogmanis. No. Air ball. Wrecker.
Boy, Zeff's got 2 nice bounces there. Cabrislas keep them both alive.
2 horrible shots, and they end up with the ball inside. And a foul. Foul on Santiago. He's got to be careful. Certainly no time for T. Tulio thought he had a clean block.
Lisicky just wanted to make sure and pass it to the offside guard, Dick, but rather hesitated with the ball, drew to defense, and spotted Dogmanis wide open because of the double team.
Well, you got to love Santiago. He's out there quarterbacking. He's pepping people up. He just gave Zabrinsky a huge morale boost by telling him what a great shot he took. He's really been helping John Welch, patting him on the back. Santiago's been a true leader here tonight.
And Dogmanis has led this team with his foul shooting ability. I think he's about 5 for 5.
4 for 5.
He kept it alive.
We're tied at 61.
Again, they're going to double, which means one Zeff's going to be open. They'll double Lisicky when he has the ball.
Oh.
It's Medina's job to play Lisicky. 61-61, 30 seconds to go, overtime.
Off the screen.
Whitehall, I would think, would play for the final shot here.
Yeah.
That's been their style for years.
Let's watch the 5-second call.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Not a good pass. Liberty can win it. Zabrinsky, no foul. And we're going to go double overtime unless that goes. 61. 61.
You know, Liberty almost had their best shot selection in a long while. I think they sort of rushed it.
But credit some excellent control by Lisicky, knowing how much time's left, Dick. He didn't foul Zabrinsky, even though Zabrinsky threw up a prayer wanting some contact. There was no contact. Lisicky pulls the rebound down, and we go to double overtime.
And a little bit of a contrast. Zabrinsky gets the 3 points on a 3-point shot. Whitehall gets 3 points on 3 foul shots. And we stay 61. 61. Are these teams going to have any gas in the tank tomorrow night to play Central? Whoever wins the game.
I wish we had that one on a rerun. Was there a 2-on-1? Did Liberty have a 2-on-1 on that last one?
I don't think so. No. I think it was strictly a 1-on-1 break, and Pete just rode him down without fouling him.
I'll tell you, I thought Santiago was going coast to coast again, but he just couldn't control himself before he went out of bounds in front of us. Liberty possession, I believe, man, isn't it?
I think they jump it again. Jump center.
Oh,
jump.
We're in overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, where have I been?
Do we have any gas left?
Oh, Lord.
No doubt about it. A lot of hot air.
That's right. This is the sixth quarter.
Well, the Zepps are going with their big lineup, Dick.
Well, Liberty surprised me that in the overtime they were able to take this tap.
What a gutsy effort by the Hurricanes. With not a whole lot of height out there. Welsh actually the big guy in the middle for Liberty trying to counter to Whitehall's size.
Whitehall gets the tap this time. And Recker works against Santiago.
I thought Recker was going to use Herbie Welster as a screen.
Boy, they're triple teaming Lisicky when he gets the ball.
Boy, Liberty's come close to a couple of 5-second calls.
Lisicky, no. Lisicky follow. No. And they get it again.
Let's see if he gets the screen from Raisley.
We call offensive or
offensive?
Push.
On Lisicky. Hurts his third. So Pete with a couple of critical mistakes down the stretch. An errant pass and a foul. His third, 61 all.
Santiago still directing traffic out front.
I'll tell you, these teams look weary, mentally weary. It's been a long night with a lot of pressure.
Oh, did he want that one?
Oh, my.
Did he want that one?
Even Dean's eyes got kind of wide. I can see him from here.
You see him shake his head over there.
He did not want that shot. Lisicky, he wanted that one. He has 28.
It almost seems like he's better coming off left than he is right. He really squared his body nicely that time.
Pressure back on the shoulders of Liberty. Santiago, no. Welch is there. Rebound.
Big rebound.
Skip. Wristless. Foul. Zabrinsky.
The one thing that has been constant all night is the excellent pressure and excellent man-to-man defense that Liberty has shown. And even the shots and the points that Pete Lisicky has made, they were very contested.
Dean's going to use his 5th timeout of the evening, except nobody will give it to him. 63, 61 Whitehall. They're going to the foul line. 56 seconds on the clock. You know, some people went home. They thought it was over. We hope no one turned off their TV set now that it's about 3 a.m.
They thought John Wayne was on in the Alamo, but that was last night.
You know, I wasn't really being facetious, Dick. How difficult will it be for the winner of this game to come back tomorrow night and play a hard, tough game against Central?
Well, before that, Gary, how long do you want to practice tomorrow morning? That's what you got to think in keyword, preparation for that game.
Yeah.
We saw that word somewhere before, didn't we, Gary?
It is, I would guess it would be tough. You have no time to rest on your laurels if you win this one, and whoever wins is going to feel real good about the victory, and whoever loses it is going to feel real bad because this one's going to hurt.
You know, the entire post-game wrap-up there, if there would be one, could be devoted to plaudits. Plaudits to both teams, really. you know, losing Romeli big. And if that's big, how big is losing Kent and Major? Wow. Talk about assuming roles. Lisicky assuming the role. Santiago assuming the role. Sabrinsky coming up big. Dogmanis coming up big.
Recker at the line has only 2 points tonight. Recker on the season from the foul line, 58.8%. He missed it. He shot it too hard. Whitehall's had some chances to win this game at the foul line.
Well, certainly to add to it, that's for sure.
Liberty down by 2.
Do we get a 3 or do we get a 2?
Well, you know, they have no one to go inside 2 offensively. They'd almost be just as happy to get a 2 or a 3, but probably the 3. Santiago, no, he's short. Lisicky's foul. Liberty has not scored yet in the overtime. Whitehall with only 2, but they've got their best foul shooter on the line. He's 13 for 14 tonight.
You certainly want Santiago to take the shot, what he's done tonight. However, I don't know how much magic he had left in his bag in this double overtime period as his shot fell short. Pete Lisicky grabs the rebound, and let's see if Whitehall can ice it.
One would think that if Pete makes both foul shots, this game is over, but I hesitate to say it.
Well, mathematically, huh?
You've been wrong once already, Gary, at the end of regulation when you made the comment that Whitehall being on the foul line should be able to end this game in regulation time, and that backfired because of the excellent three-point shot that Santiago sunk at the buzzer.
Well, Gary, when did that new rule go into effect? You get 3 from the line, 4 from the hash, 5 from half, 6 from 3/4.
(63-61), second overtime. I think this is our first double overtime game, or did we have one?
No, Alan Whitehall.
Alan Whitehall, that's right. We'll do it all over again tomorrow night, crown some champions. The Becca High girls were winning big over Central.
Yeah.
The last report we had, the winner of that game will play Liberty for the East Penn Conference Championship. And if Becca High wins that game, we will have our first non-Allentown East Penn Conference girls champion. And we'll probably have to be fighting for a city crown championship too. Liberty against Becca. And I think they split their games this year.
Yeah, both 1 point.
Yeah. He made it. Whitehall is up by 3.
Pete Lisicky really racking up some points here in this overtime and double overtime period from the foul line.
Well, this will be his 30th point. That's going to make it very difficult for Liberty. Santiago, no. Rebound, foul. I'll run down the scoring again for you. Angle 2, this is Liberty. 10-7. Santiago, 24. Zabrinsky, 14. Darnell Major, 14. For Whitehall, record 2. Lisicky Gabe, 2. Dogmanis, 6. Romeli, 13. Raisley, 10. Kip Prislis, who's going to the foul line, has a deuce. And Lisicky with 30.
I'll tell you, and the instincts that he has shown me tonight, you know, almost like it's playground basketball. Come off one-on-one, take your man.
Foul is called against Liberty as Dogmanis knights inside to get a rebound. 9 seconds.
And that was with only one man on the line, too, wasn't it?
Heads up play by Doug Mannix. He's been near perfect from the line.
Liberty will be back in district playoff action, so they're not finished. And I wouldn't want to play them. A lot of people limping. It's been a long night of sitting. Eric makes both. Eric will finish the game with 8. Zabrinsky, no. It's loose. It's thrown away. Pete, no. The horn goes off. That won't count. 67-61 is the final. Nick, a final thought.
Yeah, it's another great comeback, Gary. Don't sell short any of the athletes that appeared here tonight. I thought Liberty's dreams were shattered when they lost their 2 inside men, because that really represented a scoring play. But hats off to Santiago, Zabrinsky, because they did find that they a little bit more of offense than some people expected. The Zephyrs, typical. Come back with a big play, the big shot from a big deficit, drained the threes when they needed to be drained, came back, kept their poise, and put them away.
Dan?
Gary, you have to take your hat off to Coach Dean Dodopoulos, the way his team started out of gate so quickly, limiting Whitehall to 1 first-quarter point, thinking that Ronnie Hassler and his coaching squad really had a difficult time figuring out the offense. However, what Hassler did during that halftime, he upped the defensive pressure, and with the defensive pressure, the Whitehall offense came to life via Pete Lisicky, Raisley, and Doug Mannix. It was vintage Whitehall basketball in that double overtime period, as the victory that Lisicky gave to this Whitehall team simply adds another victory for Ron Hassler and his coaching staff, and what more, Gary, some more mystique and tradition in that Whitehall basketball program.
Here's how the numbers went. 61 Liberty points on 20 field goals, 4 3-pointers, 17 for 26 from the foul line. The leading scorer on their ball club, Tulio Santiago, with 24 points. Liberty 11-11 as they get ready for district playoff action. For Whitehall, there's 67 points on 20 field goals, 4 3-pointers, 23 for 33 from the foul line. So the field goals exactly the same, 3-pointers and field goals. The difference, 6 more foul shots made by Whitehall to win the ball game. The leading scorer, Pete Lisicky, with 30 points in the game tonight, as Whitehall wins at 67-61. Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a rather lengthy night, but a night of some good basketball, as Central Catholic won their ball game tonight over Allen, as they knocked off the Canaries by a 56-50 score, and that means it'll be the number 1 and 2 seed, and in reality, the number 1 seed against the number 1 seed tomorrow night for the championship.
If there's any message that was sent by the way both games concluded, Drayton, Gary, ended with a dunk, Lisicky ended with a dunk, and that should set an exciting stage for tomorrow's championship game.
Just to set the record straight, beats did not count, but that didn't matter. That's how it all ended. 67-61 is the final score. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of listening to Dick and Dan and myself. It's been a long night. So for those two guys, John Gaughan's been our director, and I'm Gary Laubach. We'll see you next time on Cable. He was upset, and Dick Schmidt wants a timeout. No, he doesn't. I guess he just wants a foul.
He wants one, but Becca doesn't have the basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
It's difficult to get one in those circumstances.